consulting is a very difficult job, but it's very rewarding. I was able to travel to France several times, Belgium, I even went to Italy, Netherlands, and prior to pandemic, I was actually in the United States. All of those is to face the client.
Hello everyone, this is Clark Ko and this is my second episode in the new video series I'm calling Tech Talks with CK. Uh, in these videos, I will be talking about my personal experience in developing in the cloud. So for this video, I've invited a trusted technology colleague in the Oracle space even before Oracle Cloud was around. I'd like to introduce my friend here, Ronel Bartolazo, or we affectionately call him Bart. Bart, how are you? How are you these days?
Hi, Clark. Grabe naman sa Ronel. Yeah, you can call me Bart. Hi, everyone. I'm okay, Clark. Ikaw, kamusta? Excited
Okay
for the
naman.
weekend?
It's been a while. I remember the times where we weren't teammates. You were actually trying to sell stuff to me. So I'm not
Yes.
fond of those days. but
Yes.
you know that.
Parang antagal na, no?
Oh, now we're actually teammates now. We're running in the same project. So thank you for doing this interview with me. So Bart here is actually a technology consultant for human capital management or HCM cloud. So Bart, why don't you tell us what is HCM and what exciting things have you been doing in that space?
Okay, so first of all, Clark, thank you for inviting me here. Okay, such an honor. Um, HCM. So when we say HCM, it's Human Capital Management, and ang basic um, ang basic definition, I guess, would be the general HR processes. So it starts with the recruiting, and then the payroll, talent management, and then the trainings that an employee has to go through. So for most of us, for developers, siguro ang perspective nyo is when you apply to a certain company, and then when you're inside the company, um, the payroll process, kung paano kayo sumesweldo, and also the trainings that you get, yung mga one-on-ones niyo through the system. So that's the core of what we do in human capital management. We actually implement or help clients transform their systems. So here in Oracle IPS, in Accenture, I am wearing two main hats. So the first one is I am a project manager, and right now I'm handling two projects. So aside from the usual making sure that we are aligned on the timeline, we have the deliverables on time. I also need to make sure that my colleagues, they are inspired and empowered, because at the end of the day, we're the ones who's going to help the clients achieve their future vision, diba? And then the second hat that I'm wearing, and I think this is the more important one, is I'm a consultant. So I talk to clients on a daily basis. I help them on decision making. I gather requirements from them. I even challenge them sometimes in their decisions. Kasi there would be times that a client will come to us and they don't even know where to start. So an example would be 3 years ago, I was sent to Belgium to help a client. So for this client, they're going to implement learning cloud. So it's a training solution. So one of the struggles that they had is they had to choose a training supplier, and they want my help. So yung director, that's the learning director of that organization, she asked me. I remember this conversation vividly, and she said, Bart, what should we do? You're the expert. So those are the words that came out from her mouth, and it hit me na parang, okay, this job is important because this we actually are going to help them. They rely to us for their decisions, for the important decisions that they're making. So yun, that's my two hats. There are others, but those are two main hats that I'm wearing in Accenture.
Yep. So thank you, Bart. No, I can relate because as employees, no, everyone who's in the you have a career is technically an employee, and what you're actually trying to do is, make the employee experience very streamlined or very
Correct. Yep.
memorable. No, not memorable, but more efficient. Meaning you don't want to have this is one of those things, in my opinion, that are we take for granted, no, because we just see it just happens, but underneath the covers we have people like you who take care of all of these process from recruiting. You have to recruit properly. God knows, right? You have to get paid correctly as well, right? So these things are actually very important, and obviously for future stuff, learning is a key thing for a very great career. So I think, thank you for for being part of that team that enables the employees to be successful. So kudos to you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that's very so interesting. No, now you're saying you're an expert. So how did you get to this point? No, what were you doing in the past? Or what led you to the point of now being a project manager and a consultant?
Okay. So 3 years ago, I joined Accenture as an experienced hire. But prior to that, um, I've been to several organizations, and I'm doing the extreme. So either I'm too technical or too functional. So at some point, I was actually a programmer. So hardcore programming, Java, ganyan. And then in some organizations that I joined, I was an instructor or a teacher, basically. So yung my very first job is as a professor in a university. But then yung job prior to Accenture, I was actually a trainer, and dun kita nakilala, di ba? So trainer slash pre-sales. So basically what I'm doing is that I teach the clients how to use different systems, how to use different Oracle products, and kumbaga, giving them also some advice on how to use it properly. So when I joined Accenture, it's a mix of both technical and functional. I think it's perfect for me because that's what I'm looking for those past years. Parang either I'm too technical, I'm too functional. So when I joined Accenture, it's the balance that I was looking for the past 7, 8 years. And then pero nakakatakot din because I haven't really done an end-to-end implementation. So I remember my very first project, I was assigned as the team lead. And I was super scared because it's the first time that I'm going to implement. I remember asking my colleague, mahirap ba to? Or is it hard? And then tumawa lang sila. They just laughed, and but days went by. We actually worked together. They helped me adjust, become accenturized, and then days went by pa, and I got the hang of it. And right now, I actually consider Accenture as my niche.
Uh,
Yun.
that's a very great story. Coming from a non-technical background, you were a teacher, pre-sales. So now you're a project manager and a consultant. People, clients trust your recommendations to them. So great career journey, great career story. If I were to ask, no, so now you're here. What would you say are the perks of the roles that you have now?
Perks. Wow. There's a lot. Siguro first one is definitely the opportunities uh, that I was given. I'm very lucky to have been able to travel. So I was able to travel to France several times, Belgium, even went to Italy, Netherlands, and prior to pandemic, I was actually in the United States. All of those is to face the client. Consulting is a very difficult job, but it's very rewarding when you see na, okay, this weekend I'll go and stroll around Central Park or something like that, diba? So it's always nice to look forward to those kinds of things. But at the end, but ngayon, pandemic, so you might ask, so paano na yung travel? I do think that it's kind of good for us because it allows more people to be forced to face the client virtually. And now that malapit na, I think malapit nang malift or malagpasan tong pandemic, I think that we will be more prepared when those opportunities come that uh, we are allowed to travel. So more of our peers, more of our colleagues will be able to, face the client face to face sa ibang bansa. Another thing that's I find very interesting are the different initiatives that Oracle or Accenture has. We have, like right now, I've been studying French for the past 2 months and hardcore studying. We paired up with a school na nagtuturo talaga ng French. And I like it because one, it will help me professionally. I can talk to clients in their language, French. And then the second one is it has been my personal dream to be a multilingual. So my friends know I've been studying French, Duolingo, or even enrolled in UP. But never really this hardcore. So those, and I even joined some improv class. Imagine improv. You wouldn't realize na parang how is improv connected to IT? But it is because client facing requires confidence, and improv is one of the things wherein you can get that. So there are a lot of things actually, Clark. So those are just some of the examples that I have.
Sige nga, pasample naman ng French dyan.
Bonjour. Ano ba? J'étudie français depuis 2 mois. So that means I've been studying French for 2 months. Ayan.
Very nice. So, so not only, were you able to make a great career from your, getting out, so you actually expanded towards soft skills like learning a new language and meet. I think what I took away was, you were able to travel to meet the client face to face and be able to talk to me, interact with them. No, you look at the you get to hear their story about what their the business challenges, and I think it's fulfilling. You'll be able to, the recommendation made the made the help with their business
Yep.
challenges. So that's very great. So yeah, looks like you had a very good career. Came from great in the past, and then you had a great building your career. What advice or tips can you give our audience on how to be you?
To be. Um, paano ba? Okay. So I have three main points, and I always say this sa mga mentees ko and to my colleagues. Um, so the first one is find a mentor. It's very important. One of the things that I like or was introduced sa akin sa Accenture is the importance of mentorship. Because here in Accenture, we're very lucky to have very supportive leads. Like Clark, for example. Um, it's very important na you have someone who you can talk to yung mga aspirations mo, the challenges, ganyan, and they will really extend their help to guide you in your career. There are several opportunities or several initiatives that Accenture has been doing for you to find your own mentor. But ang suggestion ko is that look around you, the people closest to you, because it's it would be the best, I mean, the ideal scenario that your mentors are actually the ones who can see kung ano yung mga ginagawa mo, kung ano yung mga struggles mo. And then the second one is very simple, speak up. Okay, so one of the things na parang nagiging hindrance to our um, success that we're not really vocal about what we want. So here in Accenture, dito ko na-realize na totoo yung um, your career is in your hands talaga. So if you speak about what your aspirations are, sabihin mo sa mentors leads mo, while it's not a guarantee that you will get it right away, I'm sure that your leads, your mentors, they're doing their best to support you and um, make your aspirations possible. And then the last is create your own opportunities. So makwento ko lang, when I had my first travel, that was to Belgium for my second ever project here in Accenture. The travel wasn't in the plan. But me being me, I talked to my lead and sabi ko sa kanya, can you propose to the client that I go there because I'm experienced here, here, here. And then I accepted it. And then it was successful, and that's the start. So I was able to um, influence the client, and word got around. So we had other clients na parang, okay, kaya pala ng Filipinos to, interact with the client in such a way na parang they're leading the workshops, design workshops, ganyan. So it was, kumbaga, the stepping stone to all the other opportunities. And up until now, I've been doing that. I'm very happy that I did that step because it led me to where I am right now. So yun, Clark, those are the three tips that I have.
Nice, great advice, Bart. I'll actually take those for myself as well. No, but thank you. No, so just as Bart said, I'm open for mentorship. If you, can take me as a mentor if you want. But great, great, Bart. I enjoyed. It was only a few minutes, but I really enjoyed having this chat with you. Thank you for having this with me in in your busy project management and consulting schedule. So we really appreciate the time. So thank you everyone for also watching. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Watch out for the next video where I actually talk to more developers in the cloud. So Thank you, Bart.
So,
Thank you, everyone.
Clark, kailangan mo atang sabihin yun, like, subscribe, comment, baka kailangan mo sabihin yun.
Sure, like and subscribe, follow, and give me stars.
Lahat na. Thank you, Clark, for inviting me. And thanks, everyone.
Bart. Right.